Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Kian Abao.
And Jeneline Condesa.
I am Charmaine Tabangay.
I am Romelyn Pastrana.
I am French Oblas and we are the Group 5 and we are going to discuss about the liberation movement.
A liberation movement is an organization or politics movements leading a rebellion or a non-violent social movement against the colonial power or national government, often seeking independence based on national identity and an anti-imperialist outlook. So, yung liberation movement, isa siyang organisasyon or kilusang pampolitika na nangunguna sa rebellion or sa mga kanais-nais na gawain laban sa mga may kapangyarihan o sa national government. So like for example dito, yung mga nagrarally na nagaganap sa ating bansa na kung saan nakikita nila yung mga di kaaya-ayang nangyayari o kalakaran sa ating bansa. So at dagdag dito, ito ay ang kilusan o samahan na binubuo ng mga individual o mga tao na may isang layunin. Especially para makamit ang kalayaan or freedom nila sa kontrol ng otoridad or sino mang may kapangyarihan.
Liberation movements of 1970s. In late 1960s and 1970s, Native Americans, gay men, lesbian, and women organized to change discriminatory laws and pursue government support for their interests, a strategy known as identity politics. So during this time, it is between or from 1960s to 1970s, these Native Americans, gay men, lesbian, and women, they organized a movement which aims to change a discriminatory, to have the laws for them and to have an overall support of government for their interests, such as activities na kung saan na ayon sa kanila. And that movements made by these three groups ay tinatawag nilang identity politics. This group, whose aims the tactics posed with a challenge in existing state of affairs, often meant the hostility from individuals, local officials, and the U.S. government. So these three groups aims to stop the challenge faced by these groups, and it also aims to pose the challenge of the running state of affairs, hostility from individuals, local officials, and the U.S. government. Identity politics describe politic movement or actions intended to further the interests of a particular group based on the culture, race, ethnicity, religion, sex, gender, and sexual orientation. So, yung binabanggit kanina na identity politics, it describes the politic movements or actions na kung saan sila ang nagsusulong ng iisang layunin or interest based on the culture, race, ethnicity, religion, sex, gender, and sexual orientation. So, identity politics in a fractured society. The political division that plagued the United States in the 1960s were reflected in the rise na kung saan nagre-reflect siya sa naisulong or tinatawag na identity politics during this time or 1970s. Sa panahong ito, marami sa mga tao ang nawawala ng pag-asa na kung saan magkakaroon pa kaya sila ng pagkakaisa o unity na tinatawag na kung saan may iisang goal or layunin. Therefore, there's many subgroups or groups that focus on the issues of significance on how to pursue unity based on the culture, race, ethnicity, religion, and the gender and sex orientation. Identity politics in a fractured society. The political division that plunged the United States in 1960s will reflect in the rise of identity politics.
Gay rights or gay rights movements, also called gay liberation movement. Civil rights movements that advocates equal rights for LGBTQ persons. So, nakapaloob yung ating mga kapatid na mga gay or bakla. For lesbians, bisexuals, transgender persons, and queer persons. Seeks to eliminate sodomy laws and calls for end to discrimination against LGBTQ persons in employment, credit, housing, public accommodations, and other areas of life. Although the term gay is commonly used in reference to homosexual males, it also used more generally to refer to homosexual males together with some other orientations within the LGBTQ community. This article will use the term in the later sense. So, the legal and civil rights of gay people, especially the right to be treated without discrimination. So, ang gay rights ay ginawa para maprotektahan ang karapatan ng bawat gay na kapaloob sa ating LGBTQ community. The gay liberation movement was a social and political movement of the late 1960s through the 1980s that urged lesbians and gay men to engage in radical direct action and to counter societal shame with gay pride.
So, karagdagan pa ron, or isa rin sa mga kilalang liberation movement ay ang Native American protest. Kung saan ang mga Native Americans ay nagsisik na ma-maintain ang kanilang culture at ma-retrieve yung mga cultural elements na nawala sa kanila. So, 200 people from Minneapolis, Minnesota ay nag-ipon-ipon kung saan sila ay nakabuo ng movement na tinatawag na AIM or ang American Indian Movement. So, nagkaroon ng iba't ibang mga pagkilos sa iba't ibang panahon at mga lugar upang isulong ang kanilang layunin na yun nga, ma-retrieve ang kanilang culture na nawala sa kanila. So, ang pinakaunang pagkilos na ginawa ng AIM o ng American Indian Movement ay noong November 20, 1969, kung saan ang grupo ng mga Native American activists ay nagland sa Alcatraz Island at ito ay isang former site ng isang prison at doon ay kanilang in-announce ang plano na magkaroon ng sarili or ng Native American Cultural Center, including a history museum at ng ecology center, ganoon din ang isang spiritual sanctuary. So sila ay sinuportahan ng mga tao mula sa mainland at nagdala sila ng mga supplies sa pamamagitan ng mga bangka patungo doon sa isla na iyon. At ang next na major demonstration ng AIM ay noong 1972 kung saan ang mga members nito ay nagmarcha sa Washington DC at ang journey na ito ay tinawag na Trail of Broken Treaties. Dito ay i-present ng AIM ang mga ang listahan ng demands kasama doon ang improved housing, education, economic opportunities in Native American communities, ganyan din ang pag-draft ng mga bagong kasunduan at ang pagbabalik sa mga Native American ng kanilang mga lupain at ang protection para sa mga Native o para sa Native religion and culture. So, sinasabi ang pinaka-dramatic event na demonstrate ng AIM ay ang kaganapan sa Wounded Knee sa South Dakota noong February 1973. Sinasabing ang lugar na ito ay mayroong historical significance dahil ay naging site ng 1890 massacre kung saan maraming members ng Lakota tribes ang pinatay ng mga US Army. So sa lugar na ito ay nagkaroon din ng pag-aaway sa pagitan ng mga AIM members at ng US Army o ng troops. So, sinasabi na dahil sa nangyaring pagkilos, ang lugar ay pinalibutan ng federal government ng mga US Marshals, FBI agents, at ng iba pang mga law enforcement forces. At nang ito ay matapos, ito ay nag-last for 71 days at pagkatapos ng kaganapan na ito ay maraming mga Native Americans ang namatay, ganyan din sa troop ng US Army. Sa lahat ng mga nangyari pagkilos na ito ay marami sa mga leader ng AIM ng American Indian Movement ang namatay at naaresto at sinasabing naging mahina or naging mabagal ang pag-response ng US government sa demand ng mga activist na ito o ng mga protester. Ngunit ang kabutihan naman dito ay ng mga sumunod na taon ay nagkaroon ng increased funding para sa education ng mga Native American, ganoon din sa health services, housing, and economic development. At kasabay din noon ang pag-hire ng marami pang Native American employees sa BIA or Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Women liberation in 1970s. Women liberation is also called women rights movements and diverse social movement. Women's liberation fought for pregnant women, reform of rape, and yung women liberation ay naging strides din to end
ended the employment discrimination. In 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court in Roe v. Wade state laws na kung saan ay legal magpa-abort during the first 3 months of pregnancy. This made non-therapeutic abortion a legal medical procedure nationwide. Si Patsy Mink naman is the first Asian American woman elected to Congress, was the co-author of the Education Amendments Act of 1972, Title 9 of which prohibits sex discrimination in education. Simula pa noong kabataan ni Patsy Mink ay ipinaglalaban niya na yung discrimination in education when she opposed racial segregation and campus housing while a student at the University of Nebraska. She went to law school after being denied admission to medical school because of her gender. Like Mink is one of the women sought and won political office with the help of the NWPC or National Women's Political Caucus. In 1971, the NWPC was formed by Vila Agsog, Gloria Steinem, Shirley Chisholm, and other leading feminists to encourage women's participation in political parties.
Dahil sa paglaganap ng oppression at deprivation, maraming mga individual na mayroong iisang layunin ang bumubuo ng isang samahan at kilusan na nag-exert ng iba't ibang mga paraan upang makamit ang ninanais na kalayaan nito. Nagiging mabagal man kung minsan ang proseso at delayed ang mga response, marami sa mga ito ang nagtatagumpay, and sometimes even laws are enacted as a response to